Hi, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I'd like to bring to your attention some knives by Outbound. These knives are a store-branded knife for Canadian Tire in Canada. So if you are in the US, the only way to get one of these knives is by crossing the border or having a Canadian friend pick them up for you and ship them to you. And you come to our iconic Canadian Tire stores. And I purchased these on July 17th. That's yesterday. Today's the 18th, and I'm going to open them up and see what they're like. They were on sale. This carabiner one was on for $3. $3 Canadian. That's about $2.20 US. And this, buck 110-ish kind of knife was on for $7, $6.99 on sale. And I want to take a look at these and just sort of do a first impressions kind of look at them. Depending on what I find out, it might be my only video on these, so it might take a little while. But come on down to the tabletop and let's take a look at these knives. Okay, so I saved you the time that it took to unbox these. Let's close that. Let's start with this Outbound Carabiner 3-in-1. So the 3-in-1 things are, you've got your bottle opener for your Canadian beer. You've got your carabiner clip. It's a very cheap little clip. Definitely not weight bearing. It's just a gimmick. And there's the thumb nick for the blade. Oh, it's just a friction fit blade. Let's see how sharp it is, if it could cut. This is receipt paper. Let's see if I can get it to start. If I try really hard, it just barely cuts. I get it to start. So that's pretty light paper that it cuts. Let's take a look. It's not evenly ground. There's more grinding on this edge than there is on this edge, but it is just a tiny little knife. Where'd I leave my ruler? I'll be right back. Okay, I have my ruler here. The cutting edge is very much 1.5 inches. And that's pretty much it. 1.5 inches, which is the same as 4 centimeters, just under 4 centimeters. A little bit of a cutting edge. It's rather uncomfortable to hold this way, since when you're holding it, does that into your hand. And you see those pressure points right there and right there. That's not very good. So you're going to have to be pretty delicate. It's going to be for some very light cutting if you're going to cut with this thing. It's well, I've already decided on this. This is just a gimmick. If you've got $3 to throw away, go ahead and get one. But this is a piece of garbage. $3 down the drain. And I will not be giving this to anyone. I don't like giving out garbage to friends and family. That's a waste of money. Normally this thing is like $8. Let me check my receipt here. I saved $2 on this. So normally it's $4.99. It was on sale for $2.99. For $4.99, it's big load of garbage. For $3, it's still garbage. Let's take a look at this one. This one is normally a $17.99. $17.99 Canadian for this knife. I'll mark down what it is in current US dollars. I got it at $11 off for $7. I paid $7 for this. And when I open the back of it, oh, why did they waste any production time and money on this? This is absolute garbage. It makes the thing look even cheaper than it is. And I mean cheap in the negative sense. This is Oh, it's ugly. It's nasty. Who would dare get caught wearing this on their belt? Oh, that's nasty. That's just absolute garbage. Nasty. All right, so now let's take a look at this knife. Backlock. The locking mechanism is way back here. It's got a hole for a lanyard or whatever else you want to put on there. I like to put key rings on there sometimes, so then I can quickly hook it onto anything else. Okay, so we've got a nice clip point here. It's stainless steel is pressed in there. It says outbound. And here it says 45515. I'm not sure what that designates. Brass pins to hold it together. Some kind of wood. I'm not sure what they've used, but it's, oh, that wood's put on very poorly. It's meant to have a little bit of a swell here and then come down. It's not the same on either side. It's very uneven. There's no sharp edges or rough edges or anything. It all feels half decent in the hand. It's just when you take a close look, it looks pretty gnarly, and not in the good way. Oh well. So the back lock. I've got it like this in my hand. Let's see how hard that is. I've got something. Watch your ears, folks. I'm going to knock this knife on its spine and see if something happens. So either turn your volume off or down. As you can see, I'm leaving it totally this way so I don't hurt myself. That's some pretty good wax. Not a hint of a movement. Backlocks usually are traditionally very strong. It's got a nice finger nick there. You can easily get your thumbnail in there. You can just grab with the sides of your fingers and have enough purchase to pull that blade open. What do we have? A cutting edge of 2 3/4 inches. So the cutting edge is 7 centimeters. And the entire thing is, whoops, that's not right. Got to measure from there. 8.5 centimeters and 3 1/4 inches. So depending on where the authorities measure, if they measure from the end of the frame or the bolster here to the tip, you're over 3 inches. If they just measure the cutting edge, you're under 3 inches with this knife. That is, it's not a problem here in Canada, but if you get a Canadian to buy this and send it to you, be aware of that. We have no size limits in Canada for our knives, which is one good thing about our Canadian laws. The blade can be as long or as short as we'd like. As short as we'd like. Can you imagine any country saying, no, you cannot have that knife, it's too short? That's pretty silly. So yeah, you've got your bronze there, wood. It's got pretty good spring to hold it closed for the detent there. Well, it's not really a detent, it's just the spring of the backlock holding it. That's pretty good. And when you lock it in place, it's nice and strong. There's just a tiny bit of give side to side. Let's see how sharp it is with this. Not bad. I don't do paper tests on my full reviews because if I do a full review and the knife can't cut paper, I'm not going to do a review on that knife. It's just not worth it. Why waste our time talking about knives that I'm not going to recommend unless I do an unrecommended video, which I do occasionally. So I do test how sharp they come from the factory. And this thing's okay. Remember, this is very light paper. It's lighter than than most paper. Oh, certainly lighter than letter paper. It feels pretty good in the hand. I would like it to be just a little bit thicker. Like the 110 has a little bit more to it than this does. Let's see how much this thing weighs. It's 104 grams, which is 3.7 ounces. That's nice. Oh, I should tell you about the steel. It says here that it's corrosion-resistant 420 stainless steel blade. So, and rosewood is the wood on the handle. Of course, made in China. Okay. Handle with caution as blade is extremely sharp. Woohoo! Extremely sharp, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, no wiggle. I'll carry this knife for a while, and we'll see how quickly it goes dull. I wonder what that spot is on there. Is that some corrosion or something? I don't want to use my fingers to wipe that off. I just noticed it there out of the package, and it's bugging me. I can't quite tell what it is. Well, I'll have to look under some magnifying glass to see what that is right there. See if it goes away when I sharpen it. It's got a very sharp tip point there. The grind looks like it's centered. The same amount of grinding on either side. For $6, yeah, this is looking reasonable. If you want this style of knife, this type of knife, yeah, I think I'd recommend this at this point. I'm going to do a full review on this one, I think. Certainly not this thing. This carabiner, we're never going to see it again. That was the last time. This knife by Outbound, sort of the classic buck style knife, I think we'll be seeing it again. Thanks for watching. If you'd subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. If you'd hit the thumbs up to like this video, that'd be great. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. Always remember, cut towards your chum and not your thumb. Bye now.